fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV, and tonight it's the RGR Racing League. It's going to be the Susan Travis 200 as we give a shout out to Susan Travis, afflicted with cancer. We're going to wish her the best out here tonight. She's the wife of Paul K. Travis. Hopefully he'll be out on the track racing in this run. I'm Dean Doucette, joined tonight by Daren Bruce and Colin J. Kennedy. Daren, kind of a little bit of a heavy heart one, but a lot of wishful thinking, and I think we can do some healing here tonight.
Well, if nothing else, Dean, we're going to put a spotlight on a very serious condition that afflicts many of us these days. Hard pressed to find anybody in a crowd that hasn't been touched by cancer one way or another, and tonight the driver of the 88 machine has got a very serious battle on his hands, and took a minute to shed some light on it and go out here and do some racing, entertain the folks. But real life takes precedent, Dean, and we're happy Paul saw it in his time and his schedule to come out here and join us and put on a show.
Yeah, well said, Daren. And of course, Susan's favorite charity, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Please go support them. I happen to know a little bit about them. They do some great work, and they always can use any support. Shout us out if you do happen to donate or something. I'm sure Susan would love to hear that. But back to racing here tonight. Last week we watched Daren Bruce win as Adam Newton tried to close in. Colin, these guys take on the last Great Colosseum tonight. What are we going to expect from Bristol here?
Well, Bristol is a very multi-group track. You have the high side that's going to carry a lot of momentum right through the to the exit of the corner. Then you have the lower side. It's just a faster way around the track. Makes the track shorter. But as the runs go on, you're going to see a lot of those trucks start heading up to the top because they're losing that grip on the bottom. They're just not going to be able to stay down there. So you're going to see people start fading up to that top. But look for the bottom to actually be a little bit of a better line here at the start just to make up positions, but as the run goes on, we're going to see everybody start fading up to that high side.
Yeah, it'll be interesting here tonight, Daren. When we think of dynamic track, do you think that'll influence it too? Like, as of late, it's been a little low dominant here at Bristol. You think you see that high line come back out to play tonight?
Dean, I would bet every dime of my paycheck that guys are going to go up there and run on that high line with the dynamic track wear. We're going to see some guys find some grip up there and speed. You'll see some guys who are committed to the bottom line. It's just where they're more comfortable. The question is, Dean, as we get into green flag runs, can they maintain the tire wear to keep it on the bottom? So to Colin's point, we're going to see guys move up. I guarantee that, but you're going to see some brave ones stay on the bottom as well.
Yeah, what we've seen out of this league is green flag racing. So these keys to the race with track position, pitting, and strategy, that's going to be really key here tonight, Colin. What do you think here, and what we think is a 200-lap race? Do you think this is going to play big here with possible green flag stops?
Yeah, the number one thing you really need to be looking for in this race is saving your tires, but not saving them so much that you're going to lose too much time at the end of these runs. You want to stay a comfortable, 10 to 15 seconds if you can, a little bit closer to that in the gaps. But really just saving tires and managing the gap the entire race. This is a hard track to not get lapped on. It's so small, and mistakes is going to sideline you so bad. You're going to fall back. So being consistent and maintaining your line and maintaining your tires is going to be very beneficiary. So a lot of these guys are probably going to be saving here at the start and then kind of just letting the race itself.
Well, I try and pick a driver that the advantage is too, but that's what this league does as a whole. These guys are all very good on tire wear, all save their stuff. So it'd be interesting to see how this one plays out. But tonight, let's get into our starting grid here as these guys get all lined up and ready to go racing. The pole here taken by Todd Toadman Gilly here with a time of 14.698. It's Paul K. Travis with a great showing here on a night that's important to him. The 88 will start on the outside of row number 1. Nicholas Gadina and Michael Walker will be in row 2. It's Trent Robinette making his debut with William Gay on the outside of him. Row 4 will feature last week's winner Daren Bruce and Tony Ratliff. Adam Newton, who we watched chase down our leader last week, will start in 9th with Fred Lester making an appearance here in 10th. Bernard Person will start 11th with Jamie Suggs in 12th position. Going a little further back, you got Greg Ratliff. He has a win under his belt. Jacob Musial, Ledford, Speer, Ware, Williams, Whitting, Dibble, Palmer, and Weekly. Of course, Jason Speer back in 16th is our points leader.
Great looking field here we got tonight, Dean, and Bristol, always an entertaining track. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these guys have. Colin touched on it earlier. Tire wear is going to play a role. Look for these big, heavy trucks to get a little loose off the turns here as the wear happens on these tires. You're going to see a lot of handfuls behind the steering wheel tonight. Let's see who's got the fastest hands.
Absolutely. Pace cars off. Green flag flies. The Susan Travis 200 is underway.
You see a lot of these cars really aren't hugging that bottom right now. It's a lot of them are really looking towards that high side. I mean, the bottom is still rolling very well, and we got 2 lanes for about 3 rows back right here, but seems like the high side is where to go. There's a lot of people just fading up there. They're just trying to find that gap to get up there.
Looked like Ratliff maybe into the wall there. That was Tony Ratliff from the 6th machine. That's something we're likely to see a lot of here tonight, isn't it, Baron?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Dean, this is the last Great Colosseum because there is contact. So, yeah, you'll see some guys into the wall, sometimes not by their own doing, too. It's Bristol, baby.
It looks like Paul K. Travis straight out to the front. So, great job by the 88 machine. You know, he may even had the pole and just started on the outside. What a job by him here, you know, putting his name up front with his wife's name on the race.
Absolutely, Dean, and love seeing it here. He's got a real good truck right now. He's setting the pace for the field. Fast lap was set by the 26 in the 3rd position with under a sub-15 lap here, so he's found something there too. So, Dean, business picking up already. It's only lap 6, and we're going to see some real fast racers come to the front now.
Definitely going to be a lot of moving and shaking here as this thing goes on. Just early on here, there's Trent Robinette making his debut. He looks strong in the 1 as well. Bruce, last week's winner. Newton sitting in 6, and you got to think with what we've seen out of Newton, he's going to bide his time here tonight, Colin. I mean, he looked like he ran about 20 to 30 laps without doing anything last time and then just flew towards the front.
Yeah, and that's all about saving your tires here. Oh, and I think we got a wreck here.
Daren Bruce has wiped out.
Green flag.
Seems like he got the wall.
Out.
All right. Carry on, boys and girls.
Unbelievable. No caution on the track. Wow.
Party on, Garth.
Party on.
I think it was a 22 that got into the wall. Look at 22, I believe.
Get a replay here and see what happened to Daren Bruce. So Bruce up high, all alone on the track. And he just drives straight into the wall. That's some kind of connection issue for him. He had some kind of problem with his wheel or his internet. Very unfortunate.
Heavy damage to him and what looks like the 22. Michael Walker II got involved in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
a
you're
shame
gonna
for
see
him.
and you're gonna see a lot of wall scrapes tonight happen. I mean, you're running up against that wall, and sometimes you're just gonna overcook that corner. A little scrape here and there won't be bad, but you definitely don't want to get way too comfortable up against that wall because one little mistake and that wall is like a magnet. It will hold on to your car, and it is impossible to get off.
Well, totally agree with you, but Daren Bruce is a high quality driver. There's no way he did that by mistake. That was some kind of problem at home and really unfortunate. And as you brought up, Baron, Michael Ware, I think, was that the one who got caught up in that?
22. Michael Walker the second.
So Michael Walker still running out there. Doesn't look too worse for Ware.
Bit of right front damage there, but that's not going to affect a whole lot here at Bristol. Well,
yeah, he's missing a little piece there.
He's got a real cool right front tire right there, Dean.
Well, that's good for the brakes.
Yeah. Hey, I want to draw a spotlight to the 13 machine. Eric Whiting out here really mowing down the field. He is up 12 spots from his starting position. He's on that low line, Dean, and he is marching to the front with a quickness.
Well, Colin talked about it, and if you can master that low line, especially if you get the freedom to run a little middle in and low off, you're going to fly around here, and it looks like that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, he's setting them up and knocking them down.
He is closing so fast here.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely putting it on them right now. Like that truck, Susan B. Komen truck. Good looking paint scheme right there. Shout out to cancer survivors.
A little close up with that.
Wearing a little pink tonight in honor of breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, you gotta love it. A lot of these trucks out here will be showing some pink and some ribbons, and I just love the support.
Paul Travis, he's got such a big lead now that he's starting to catch some lappers here. So a little bit of lap traffic for our leader here already on lap 22.
Yeah.
Well, you talked about it, Colin. You said very short track, easy to go a lap down here. You know, we've got a fast driver leading the race. We're only 22 laps into it. Now, Dean, if you're already a lap down, what's your strategy?
Well, if you're lapped down, you've got to stay in that lucky dog spot. That's your whole deal, and hope for a caution. It's your only hope. But he's going to pass more and more people, so you got to ride with him and try and pass him right along with him. That's no easy task. I will say this, though, Baron, I've raced here and had a really good car. And one thing I noticed is as you pass lap traffic, some of them may be not as adept. And if you pass them low and they're high, they're going to come off that wall a little bit. That's a mistake I made by pushing off the corner too close to them. They came off the wall a bit. My night was over.
That is the beast that is Bristol, isn't it?
It is. It's heartbreaking, but you can only look at yourself and say, I've got to be more careful. And hopefully Paul will take that care. I think he will. He is flying, though, already looking at Musial and Speer as potential lap victims.
Now that's something else. Jason Speer, no slouch here, and finds himself at the back of the field right now, under pressure to go a lap down early in this event.
Yeah, if he's saving, it's time to forget that strategy and get going here.
Yeah, the loud pedal's on the right there, Jason. Might want to hit it.
Shout out to Todd Gilly here too, the Toad Man in second place. This is his best run so far. It's very early, but he looks racy here tonight. Colin, like, when you're in second place like this, are you trying to run him down this early in the race, or are you just managing your own car?
You really, I mean, we obviously know he's already fast. I mean, with a beautiful pole time. But his main thing right now is probably just managing that gap, keeping an eye on this 88 of Paul Travis. He probably doesn't want to be right up against him right now. He's going to catch him super fast because of this lap traffic, because eventually he's going to catch people that are battling, and that's all he needs, because a lot of people, they're just going to move out of the way for him since the 88's already passed him. So Todd's really just trying to be the better car right now. He's just trying to form it into a better car. He's trying to save his tires a little more than the 88 here, but keep in touch with them, because he does not want to lose that that gap anytime soon.
There's Adam Newton in third. You know he's looking long run. Gadina, I think you brought him up earlier, Daren. What are you noticing here from the 26 tonight?
Nice, quiet, solid, uneventful. That is what's working for him right now. Newton's up 6 spots. He's charging hard. He's really working his machine. But Nick here in the 26 machine is solid. He's steady. No mistakes. Be there at the end.
That brings us to fifth with Trent Robinette. Now, I know a little bit about Trent. Trent's a heck of a race car driver, too. The thing he's got to concern himself with, in my opinion, is a 200-lap race. He's got to get through here clean and quiet. And you see there, he's pushing pretty hard trying to get to the bottom.
It seems like a lot of these guys have a lot of confidence in their car right now. They can really place it where they want to. The tires really aren't at that point where it's impossible to pass. So a lot of these people, I mean, they're not really getting loose off the corner. They're not tight in the middle. It seems like a very good setup for all these guys, and they're just kind of just racing freely right now and probably waiting for about that green flag pit stops.
Yeah, something we love to see, and I think we will here tonight. We're looking on the 44, William Gay. He's got rocking some of that pink as well. He's looking solid in 6. Back to Whitting right behind him in 7th. So Whitting's still up 12 spots. He may have leveled off just a hair here. In 8th is Tony Ratliff, and he's got Greg Ratliff right with him. We did
Good looking
discover
run
last week, didn't we, Daren, that they were brothers?
That's right. Yep. Yep. Greg and Tony, brothers, obviously under the same racing stable. No surprise they're running 8 and 9 together moving forward in the field.
Yeah, Bernard Pearson right there in 10th position. Bernie, a race winner this year. Looks like he's taking it easy and biding his time. Fred Lester a little further back. It looked like Daren Bruce was right in that mix. Daren, several laps down, he had that early problem. Man, that hurt so bad. Some kind of disconnection on his machine. Up front, though, Paul Travis leading this one, leading the Susan Travis 200.
Yeah, and he's
love to see it,
big...
and he is stretching it too, Dean. 2.3 seconds lead to Adam Newton back there. I mean, he's on his own. He's on his own zip code right now.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you got a purpose, right, Colin, like it can just ultra focus you. Is that what you think's happened here? He's just locked in.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, I've been watching him these past couple laps and his onboard and all, and he's very smooth and he's not doing anything ridiculous. He's very easy with the throttle, gradually getting it back off, and he is not missing a beat at all. And overall, just looks very smooth, very clean, looks very comfortable right now. He's got that determination right now.
He does, and he's moved up the track a little bit. I find that kind of interesting. Pretty sure he was running a little lower earlier on. Here, already up the track, you see up ahead several guys running that high line, Baron.
Yeah, and he's running a little bit of a modified line right now. If you notice, he's entering midline, lets it drift up. Probably not a lot of brake being applied right here as he's headed to his straightaway. Turn 4 is a little bit of a wider arc than 1 and 2, so he's pulling it down to get that long straightaway run off past the checkered or past the flag stand.
Doing a great job out there. His lead now 2.3, and of course our chaser, Adam Newton. He loves being in this spot. There's something about Newton and being the hunter instead of the hunted. And I like what the two's doing here. He's closing.
Yeah, and Adam's running that bottom line like I was talking about earlier, and he looks very comfortable with it. Not a lot of correcting or anything. He's really just very smooth with it and making really good lap time, and he's cutting that gap down a little bit. So maybe it was just Adam saving a little bit here, and now he's just got a little bit more comfortable and is just running his line.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this last week. This is going to shape up to be something here. Lap 51 at 200. Here he comes. That puts Gilly back to 3rd, and Robinette in 4th is coming up with Gay as well. So Paul out to the big lead, but he's going to have to hold off some comers here.
Couple of drivers on pit road right now. Nick Godina and Eric Whiting. Green flag stop at lap 53.
Unscheduled stops here. Wow.
So that's for sure going to put him a couple laps down here. Whiting was on the move early in the race, picking up 12 spots before this pit stop.
Gilly tried and missed. So this is interesting. Why is everybody pitting this early? That cost Gilly a spot and a ton of time. He tried to get down there. At least he didn't hit those barrels or anything.
Yeah, pretty lucky there. So Godina's out. Whiting's still on pit road. He has got trouble. He's going to go quite a few laps down after a very hard charge at the beginning of the first 50.
Gilly, and Gilly has not attempted to come back down pit road yet. He didn't like that. Usually they come right back down, but he's going to run a few laps here.
Well, I'm wondering if he wasn't just so loose he almost got there, you know?
Yeah, that could be, and maybe that's more the case of what happened. As Greg Ratliff goes on by, Tony already got by. Here comes Bernard Person, so Gilly out of sorts right now. He's fallen a bit.
Well, now we see what those who have been saving tires have and those who have not. We're almost 3 wide. We got one up in the wall, so the 19 machine in the wall.
Yeah, Gilly's struggles continue here. He falls to 8. Up front,
Yeah.
Paul K. Travis.
Just went back and saw what happened to Gilly. It seemed like right in the middle of the corner, he just lost the rear and almost sent it down pit road. So, mistake. It was not him trying to get down to pit road. It was a mistake. So,
Right.
definitely heated up all of his tires. That's the reason why he's struggling right now. He's just slipping and sliding everywhere.
Very interesting there. So, and wow,
Another one.
Godina into the barrels right as we look at him. He just set his fastest lap of the race, and then he got loose on those fresh tires, down into the barrels, off to the garage, no yellow on the track.
And it looks like Nick set fast time until he hit the barrels.
This is very odd what we're seeing out here. A couple of odd incidents, no cautions. And all of a sudden, Trent Robinette's in trouble.
Yeah, these trucks are starting to get loose, Dean. The rear tires are starting to give him hassle. Oh, he's in the wall.
He does not look happy down there. I'm not sure what's going on with the one machine. I think he's coming down pit road now, and he's bringing the 78 of Fred Lester with him.
Fred on a scheduled pit stop, I would assume.
Wow, things are shaking up out here in a hurry. Newton continuing to chase down our leader. He's now 1.42 back, so he's making up time, but maybe not huge chunks of time anymore.
Well, if he's cutting this race in half, he's going to 100 here. I'm pretty sure they can make it halfway. But that tire wear, to Colin's point, that's going to play a role as these laps wear on.
And getting on and off of pit road, you can lose a lot of time here at Bristol. If you don't hit it right, you can lose a lot of time because you weren't aggressive. And so hitting is going to be a big factor here. So really, Paul Travis really just needs to be conservative here. He still has that gap. So if he can manage that, then he can be safe on pit road. Adam's probably going to be a little bit more aggressive, but he can't be too aggressive.
Well, it's a real risk-reward type of thing down there, isn't there, Colin?
Oh yeah, 100%. You can get caught speeding. That happens a lot here at Bristol. It's a slow pit road. It's a 35 mile per hour pit road, and you're going around here going basically over 100 the entire lap.
I've been lobbying for them to change that forever. 35 is just too slow.
I tell you what always got me was trying to figure out which end of the track was pit road entry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
I've thrown
yeah,
some
hard to
races
find
away
it.
just missing that on its own. I blame the crew chief, Dean.
Paul's lead now down under 1 second as Newton continues to march towards the front. Lap 71 of 200 in the Susan Travis 200.
And Adam still has not faded up off of that bottom. That bottom is really just where he's comfortable right now, and he's cutting that gap a lot. It's visible. You can see it every lap now. 88 must be struggling a little bit on the top with grip right now, and Adam is just still able to roll that bottom just so well as we see him get to the bottom of it right here.
Well, the added bonus of running the bottom is you get used to it, you learn it, and with all this lap traffic and cars you got to pass, you're just naturally down there. You don't have to change anything, do you, Baron?
No, not at all. And this is, everybody's driving the same setup here tonight. So if you found a place where your truck works, use it, because it's your spot. To hell with where everybody else is driving. If you're fast on the bottom, stay there.
Track starting to wear in. People may be searching a little bit here and there, but Newton remains on that middle to low. I like that line. It seems fast, and he is coming. But actually, he is taking the lead. What happened to Paul Travis?
Well, he got passed.
Yeah, he got passed.
Am I missing while I'm watching?
Yeah.
Well, my goodness. Adam Newton has taken the lead.
I'll slap my ass and call me Beaver.
Thank you. That's what I meant to say. Let's go take a replay for people just like me who fell asleep. So you see, he caught up here, no problem, drives in hard. Paul on the high side seemed like he was struggling on entry there. Pretty easy for the two to get there, and he just lets them go by. I'm sure everybody's seen that live but me. So Newton, your race leader now, and he's starting to open it up pretty quickly here. Over a second over Paul. William Gay into third. He is almost 8 seconds back. Wow. Got the Ratliff sitting in fourth and fifth. It's Tony leading Greg.
Bernard Person having a quiet night. Finds one up in sixth.
Todd Gilly just spun it around on the front stretch.
These trucks, they are loose.
Yeah, Gilly continuing to struggle here. The 19 had a good start. He's trying to hang on for dear life here.
Yeah, you got to manage those rear tires now. Getting off the turn right now can be a little tricky, and we still got 20 go before they can get new ones.
Yeah, pit window's probably open, but I don't think you want to come in early if you got an ill-handling car, because you're going to have 120 to go.
Yeah, the worst time of the race to have a real, slippery slide on is at the end.
So Gilly hits pit road, try and get some new rubber here.
Maybe picks up some damage. He's got a little bit of front end damage too, so got good night turned bad for Todd.
And he's got to drive through both pit stalls. That is a long one.
Agonizing how long pit road is when you're at 35 miles an hour.
Oh.
Very.
I mean, you're going to lose 2, maybe 3 laps here for Todd.
And the whole time you're on pit road as a driver, you're praying, no yellow, no yellow, no yellow.
I mean, don't keep saying it, Darren. You know how things can happen.
Yeah, we have the Ouija board up here. We can throw a caution just by mentioning it.
No fear from Baron Labasco.
Just telling it like it is, Dean. We have a knack, don't we? We did it last night.
I mean, we do it every week. How about William Gay here, Colin? The 44 having a really nice run here. He's up 3 spots into third, hanging about 7 to 8 seconds behind our race leader, but he's not really losing at this point. He's having a good run.
Yeah, no doubt. And very quiet night from him. He hasn't been overly aggressive or trying anything different. He's just really been running his own line and being very smooth. And I've been watching him here and there, and it's just he's not making any mistakes. Very comfortable with his car right now. So a very good job of saving his tires here. So Let's hope he can save enough to make it to a lap 100 and have a good rest of the run for the rest of the night.
Let's take a look at a couple of guys we haven't really talked about. James Suggs out here in the 79 machine. He's riding in 7th. He's up 5 spots. This is a really nice run for him as Paul K. Travis hits pit road. He says, you're not talking about James. This is my night. You're talking about Paul.
And Susan.
Absolutely, Susan. Bernard Person on pit road as well. So early stops for these guys at lap 91. See our pit board there. A couple more coming in. It's Greg Ratliff. Looks like Daren Bruce, who had that early problem. Tony Ratliff hits pit road. Michael Walker coming in. So
Yeah,
a
we
little
still
surprising.
have-
Everybody choosing the early stop. Can you think of a reason for that, Colin?
A lot of them probably aren't comfortable right now, and the track, since the new dynamic track has came in, it really like the tires just get drained so fast. But once all that tire wear comes in, the tires don't wear as bad. So a lot of these people are probably really uncomfortable and hoping that when they get these new tires, they won't wear as bad. So they're taking a little bit of a gamble. I don't really like the gamble as much, but they're right there, right at lap 100. So I think they'll be fine to make it all the way to lap 200 without having to pit again because of a tire going down or something. But like Adam Newton right now is still out there running his laps on the bottom and still looks comfortable. Now he is about a second off of what he was running at the beginning of this race. So the wear is definitely there. But he is trying to expand it to where he doesn't have to deal with it later on.
So Speer and Dibble hit pit road. Speer was in jeopardy going a lap down there, awfully close. Adam Newton putting down some serious laps. William Gay, he comes in. So that's going to really send it to Newton. Newton's got a huge lead over James Suggs, who's now in second.
Bernard Person on pit road. For the last several laps, Dean, he may be out of this event.
Yeah, Bernie could be some physical issue with Bernie there. He's out there like a trooper doing the best he can.
We're hoping for the best for Bernie. They're a quality race car driver. Every event's better with him in it.
Yeah, that's for sure. It certainly is. So Newton's now got to deal with the reverse. All these cars flying around the track passing him.
Yeah, so he actually moved up to the high side a little bit, just to let some of these guys by. I wonder if he wants to get back down to that bottom once all these cars get by, just because that's where he's comfortable. And it seems like he is. He's gonna get right back down there to where his middle groove is.
I think we'll head on board and see if we can catch him trying to come on pit road here, and we do.
There it is. Yep. Nice
Right there,
entry,
right at
nice and
100.
conservative. I really like the way he got there. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful leader stop there.
That's practice is what that is. That was all practice.
And that's gonna hand the lead to James Suggs, that's still out on the track getting passed by a lot of these guys right now.
Yeah, Suggs, your new race leader up here, and he's having a great night. Right now, up 11. Of course, he's going to have to pit. He's got Daren Bruce coming underneath him.
Well, good to see Daren back on the track. We thought maybe he had found his way back to the hauler and eaten some ice cream by now.
You got to pour whiskey in it, don't you?
Well, duh. That's called a whiskey float.
That's correct.
Nice. See, Colin, I told you, I'm not just a pretty face.
I don't know about that one.
Colin's got,
Colin's
got the face for radio, though.
So Suggs comes in. Ricky Williams now coming in as well. And that's going to shuffle everything back. And it looks like Paul K. Travis back out front. So Newton's going to have to do all this work all over again.
Yeah, but he's also got way better tires than Paul does right here, and you know that Adam knows how to save these tires. He made them last run. So Adam's not in that situation right now that he is worried really about the lead. He's just going to let it come to him. So Adam's probably back here to set back against saving. So we'll see Adam probably start coming through the field about, I'd say, 10 or 15 laps.
Yeah, Colin raises a very good point. Like, he knows Paul Travis pitted, about 20 laps before he did. So 20 lap fresher tires, he could cruise control this thing on past the leader right now if he just stays out of trouble.
Yeah, and he's not closing right now. This is what he does. He's going to run his own race. Even if he gives up a little more time now, he'll wait it out and he'll start coming when he's ready. But I want to talk about Fred Lester here. How about him sitting in third place right now? The 78 machine, haven't given him any air time. Nice run here. He's up 7 spots.
Yeah, once again, another quiet night for him, just doing what he's supposed to, being clean and just running the race. Fred definitely deserves a good run here. Had pretty good pit strategy, pitted around lap 60, I believe. So he's got a little bit of a stretch to do, but if he's very careful and saves his tires, he can salvage a top 5 here, if not a top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Currently in third, he's got Tony and Greg Ratliff chasing. Speer has moved up to 6, so Speer, our points leader, unbeknownst to whatever we're seeing on the track, whenever we're seeing it, he knows what he's doing. Now all of a sudden, Speer is up 10 spots into 6th spot. He's our points leader.
And wasn't it not too long ago, we were talking about him almost going a lap down?
We absolutely were, and he's still in danger. Paul K is right in that group, right here behind him. But so that's all the way up to 6.
Yeah, they got the field almost a lap down. Wow, that's incredible. That's a blistering pace.
This is what you call a championship run, though. I mean, 6th place, Baron, you're going to go a lap down perhaps, and still to be well inside the top 10. That's what you need to do when you're a little off.
Well, I mean, look, Paul K is, setting a record pace right now. And listen, if you're the leader and you've got more than half the field a lap down, standing ovation, mission accomplished, brother.
Absolutely.
That's called eliminating your competition.
So Paul K in some traffic here. Newton chasing. Newton coming now. He's starting to put the pedal down a little further back with some clean track. That's probably why he's making these big gains. Under 2.5 seconds now to the leader.
Yeah, he's dropped a second on the gap already in just about 7 laps. So he's going to be there very soon. I'd probably give him another 7-8 laps and he'll be right almost on that back bumper of the 88.
After what we saw last week, it was thrilling to watch him chase down the leader, Daren Bruce. Baron, this is totally expected now.
Well, and Adam, again, second verse, same as the first verse. Adam saw it happen fairly easily in the first run. He put some pressure on, the field by leading laps longer than everybody else. So that brings him a little bit more confidence, knowing that the long run plays into his hands.
So Lester third, Ratliff's 4th and 5th, Speer in 6th. Gay got kind of shuffled out on these stops. So William Gay, let's bring up our pit board here and see if something happened during pits. Nothing seems too off there, but Gay did lose quite a bit here.
He might have just sacrificed a little bit more time running the laps because he did pit right there, right at 97. So just probably lost a little bit of time just trying to have those fresher tires and everybody else here at the end of the run. So he might wake up here in a couple laps and start passing Jason Speer and possibly even get to pass Fred Lester.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys are quite smart. They might see what a guy like Adam Newton did late in the run and say, I'm going to try that too. You know, I'm going to back way off here early on. You know, I no longer understand, Daren, what backing off is. I've switched gears. I went from being an overly aggressive driver to an overly conserving driver, and my aggression's kind of coming back. Can you explain that? Are you a therapist or anything?
It's low T.
Low T brings up the aggression, does it?
Well, you bottomed it out, then maybe you went and saw your doctor, you know, had a conversation. Fortified men, you know.
You mean these butt needles have been taken, or?
That's right, yep. Colin doesn't know anything about that. He's still a young man, and
No, that's who we extracted from.
Wind blows and everything works.
We take the needle over to his house when he's sleeping and extract a little bit. Oh, and around goes the 88 machine. That's Paul Travis.
Slow, lazy spin.
Good
Great
save. Newton goes by, takes the lead. Travis hanging on here to second place. Tony and Greg Ratliff closing.
Worst case scenario for the 88. Worst case.
Yeah, and it really just like he was riding there, just behind everybody. I guess
Yep.
it just stepped out in front of him, just randomly right there.
Yeah, worst case scenario, because now those tires are angry. He's got to manage that now for the next 70 laps.
Let's see what happened to Paul here. He's all alone. Comes in, normal entry here. Cuts a little too harshly, maybe down, and the slow, lazy spin. Wow.
Well, he still has that room to save, just to run those laps because he still has about a 3-second gap to Tony Radcliffe. So just get back in his rhythm and hoping them tires aren't too angry at him right now. So.
Yeah, Colin, if you're his crew chief, what are you telling him? Like, basically, Newton was going to be tough to beat anyway. You're still in the same spot.
Yeah, and most definitely. Nothing to be mad at. I mean, he was really just probably trying to manage that gap between Adam. He knew he was coming, so definitely nothing wrong. I mean, he did have a little lazy spin, but nothing wrong really for Paul. He just got to still manage the rest of this race. He's still got a long race to go.
Yeah, this is recoverable. He just needs to really give those tires enough time to cool down, be not so angry at him. He's got to gather it back up. 65 laps. Let's make a charge.
Yeah, I'd like to see him hold on to second at the very least. Newton got a big lead now. Lester hits pit road. So Newton's biggest competition right now is himself. And this can get dangerous. We've talked about this in the past, Daren. Sometimes you get out here by yourself, big comfortable lead, it's pretty easy to lose your focus.
Yeah, and you almost lull yourself into a false sense of security because, you know, you start changing lines. You're not pressing as hard. Braking zones become a little skewed. Next thing you know, you find yourself in trouble in a slow, lazy spin out of 3. You know, it's really weird.
How about Jason Speer? Now, not quite as in jeopardy of going a lap down. He's about 12.6 down from our leader in 5th position, up 11 spots. What a points night for our points leader.
And we got Michael Walker that just passed for 6th on William Gay. He looked very comfortable on the bottom, really just blew right around him. So maybe Michael Walker just waking up a little bit right here, coming up right behind Jason Speer.
Well, maybe it's the fact he's got a new right front fender now.
Maybe.
Got some of that Earnhardt duct tape on there.
You know, that big old bear bonds out there, you know, creating aerodynamics and whatnot.
Using big words again, Baron.
Whatnot?
Doo-doo.
There's a big word for him.
I try to keep it to 1 or 2 syllables. After that, it's grunts and clicks.
I appreciate that. Ledford back here in ninth. Haven't talked about him too much tonight. Pretty quiet night for the 48. Decent inside the top 10 here in a fairly big field. So the 48 doing good, up 6 spots. Jacob Musial right there with him. So this is a battle for position, 9th and 10th. Behind them, you got Ricky Williams back in 11th.
So Ricky, first car lap down with Adam Newton leading.
Yeah, we only have 7 cars on the lead lap here, so and possibly William going down in the next couple of laps with how fast Adam's starting to reel him in right now. So Adam definitely still rolling on that bottom. His lap times have dropped maybe about 2 or 3 tenths. He's still got a lot of speed in them tires right now.
Yeah, it's his spot. I mean, he feels very comfortable down. The car's fast. I mean, why move around, Dean?
No reason at all. Stay in your rhythm. I mean, that's all he has to do is run the same. Don't slow down. Don't speed up. Don't move your line. Everything is golden right now for the 2 machine. The big question is, can Paul K. Travis hang on to second here in the 88? You see there, the machine looking a little wicked off the corner there.
Yeah, and Tony Radcliffe has closed the gap a little bit. He's knocked it down to about 1.1 seconds, and it was around 2 seconds a couple laps ago. So Tony definitely just a little bit quicker right here, but hopefully Paul is his tires aren't as angry at him anymore, and maybe can just hold on to that second place right now.
Well, I wonder with Tony, how much is he focused on second, and how much is he focused on fourth, Greg? I mean, I don't know if he's beat Greg this year, but a little bragging rights at the table here, Baron. Always nice to beat the brother.
You got that right. You know that they've been doing that back and forth for their entire lives, and every race matters where that's concerned. Dean, you know, every time I share the track with Colin Kennedy, I make it my point to go out there and beat him.
Absolutely, but you wreck him. That's not really called for.
Never touched him. Just got close.
Oh, we got another lazy spin.
Paul K again. So I thought the car looked a little angry, and he has fallen now. Tony and Greg get by him. There goes Speer. There goes Michael Walker. So, you know, Paul K. Travis with a valiant effort out here, putting on a good show with the namesake of his wife on the race, Susan Travis 200, but it's ultimately not going to be his night as he heads down to pit road.
Yeah, I think the truck just got too evil on him after that first spin, and it became a handful for him. This is the right move, Dean. There's a lot of season left, so go out here, get tires, keep it off the wall, salvage your finish, and let's move on to next week.
Yeah, absolutely. He showed well tonight. I mean, getting the pole, running out in the lead for most of the first run. I mean, he did everything he could here tonight against some tough competition. And now, speaking of tough, Newton looking at Michael Walker in 5th place to put him a lap down. Wow.
And don't blink, but much further ahead of it, Jason Speer, that's also in 4th. Also looking to put him a lap down as well.
But Dean, there's still 40 laps in this event here. Look, we've seen it before, but we don't see it very often. You know, if we get to the top 3 here, we've done something pretty special.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, Newton could lap the field if he really puts it down here. He gets around Michael Walker. Now he's got Speer and the Ratliff brothers in front of him. My goodness, a 2 machine on a mission.
Yeah, and he's still riding that low line. He's still got that truck on the bottom. I mean, it's not right on the yellow line, but it is right there.
Yeah, and he just looks so comfortable there. I mean, it's just, you know, you see a lot of these guys that's getting away from lazy spins in the middle of the corner, and he just looks so smooth in the corner. It's like where the best part of his line is.
Yeah,
he's just
I mean,
able to roll it so well.
Just absolutely blew the doors off of Speer in 4th.
Yeah, I don't even think Speer was giving it to him. He just took it. He just said, "That's mine. Thank you very much."
Next one up.
I mean, I think he'd steal my grandma's apple pie right now.
I heard it's good.
It's damn good. You put it in the
I'd steal it
windowsill for
too.
everybody to smell, but Newton comes out in his ghillie suit and just steals it.
Only Adam will wear a ghillie suit.
He's got more than one.
Shout out to Scott Olson out there in YouTube land. Our friends who are watching us here on YouTube and Wind Tunnel TV. Scott Olson joining us. Good to have Scott along. Scott races in other leagues, and we're happy to have him here watching us here on Wind Tunnel. Hit that like button, folks. If you're watching us now on Wind Tunnel TV, like it. Share it with your friends. We're not up here for our good looks and our whiskey.
Well, whiskey, maybe.
You know, and shout out to the 83 of Jason Speer. I mean, I know he just got put a lap down, but he's up 12 positions on the night. So coming to the field, being very smooth, very clean, and just running an absolutely great race. No complaints. I mean, when you go a lap down and you're still in fourth and gain 12 positions, there's nothing to be mad about. That's a great race, a great finish.
Well, that's like last week. I mean, I forget where he finished, but say 5th or 6th, and he extended his points lead. He's going to do the same here tonight, I think.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And
A lap down. That's crazy.
Yeah, you see a lot of people like struggles tonight, and he really, I mean, he just ran his race. He's not really having a whole lot of struggles, but he's just being very smooth, very easy with it. So,
and we can see it again, man. That 88 is still loosey-goosey. He has done something to anger the rear tires on that 88 machine.
Yeah, get a little look at him here and see how he's running. I mean, he just went into the pit, so he's got fresh tires.
Yeah, it came off of there, and it was all kinds of handful.
I want you to take a peek at James Ledford's line. He is right up against the wall in the center of the corner. Once again, a great night from him too, up 7 positions on the night. Very quiet night too. I mean, you haven't heard a whole lot about him, but he is right up against that wall almost every lap, and really just very smooth with the car.
Yeah, Ledford, he's proven to be a good, solid driver, clean driver. And that's what we love about this league here. RGR Racing League, go check them out. You want to run some green flag racing, get out here, play some strategy, keep it clean. That's what these guys are doing, and I absolutely love it.
Speaking of loving it, Michelle Ladson joining us in YouTube land. Shout out to Michelle. Thanks for joining us out here. She loves the broadcast. She's on board. She's on board with the RGR series. We'll see you again next week for sure, Michelle. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only do we love people in the chat and the people who watch, but we love women too, Baron. I might have a bit of a problem.
Boundaries. We need to talk about boundaries, Dean. It's not stalking. I prefer boundary challenged.
Why do people keep telling me that? I don't understand.
Just good common sense,
Adam Newton out front, leading by over 12 seconds here. He's got the rat lifts, the only people on the lead lap. We look up, they're in the corner here. Try and get back to Newton and see what kind of gap. It's just a little further than the camera, so about just under a straightaway behind. 22 to go. I mean, he'd have to be trying to get up there and lap him. And I don't know, is it worth trying, Colin? Do you want that feat? Do you want that?
I mean, he's just basically doing all the side quests right now. I mean, he's just checking off everything in the book right now. So, I mean, it might not be his plan right now, but I tell you what, he would definitely get a laugh out of it if he could. That would be something that Adam would like to do. But Greg here actually has ran down his brother a little bit, running that lower line. It seems like he's really sacrificing a lot of his entry speed for exit speed, which I think he has a car that was Oh, maybe. Yeah, he has a car that's outside right now, so he's kind of sacrificing a lot of speed. Both of the brothers really go down on the bottom whenever they have people on fresher tires. So, Greg definitely keeping it close to Tony right now.
Fred Lester coming around here on fresher rubber, so he might influence this a little bit. As Colin gave a little shout out to all the gamers out there with the side quests, I love it. So Greg trying to chase Tony, not looking good for him at this point, dealing with a little lap traffic. Newton out there in another stratosphere. Michael Walker, how about him? You talked about him a bit, Daren. He looks fast out there driving. I don't know if it's a line he's driving, but he looks really quick. He's in fourth. He started fourth. A good night for Michael Walker in second.
It is, and what I think we're seeing here is the fact that he is basically got the practice in that first run, figured out his line, and he's moved forward. Now, we talk about it all the time. If you're going to be in these leagues and you want to win races, you got to practice. Practicing on the track isn't an option, but Michael Walker has made it work. He has found something that's working for him, and he's brought the truck forward.
He certainly has. We talked about Jason Speer, our points leader. He's in fifth now. He just blinked out. Hopefully that's not a big problem for him. William Gay, he's salvaging this run, and this is a good points night for him. The 44 wasn't quite what he wanted here tonight, but he bouncing around the top 5 and just outside of it. In 6 here, Colin, really solid from William Gay.
Oh yeah, no doubt, and he's really had a solid night tonight. Really respectful of the entire field. He's not really been, in anybody's way or anything. Just been very clean, very smooth. So. Overall, great night for him. Great run. Nothing to be mad about today.
Absolutely not. James Suggs, he's up 5 spots in that 79 machine, having himself a decent night in 7th. And it's Ledford in 8th. We talked a little bit about him. How about Jacob Musial, quietly in 9th position? He's picked up 5 there. Good night for this machine.
Yeah, and just a little touch off the wall. Musial having a pretty decent run. Anytime you finish in the top 10 in this league, you've done something pretty special.
Here, Ricky Williams back in 10th, and Ricky probably hasn't gotten almost any airtime. The 10 machine, I love that car, by the way. Camel towing. It's got almost the old bottle cap feel to it, if you remember those when you were kids. Man.
I remember bottle caps, but I don't remember seeing a truck like that. It is a good-looking truck.
I like it. Paul K. Travis, of course, right there. He's trying to pick up this spot. This is a battle for position. 10th place on the line. Paul K. going to go take it.
Don't blink, guys, but Adam Newton has ran down the Radcliffe brothers and is right on their tail. So,
oh no!
Might see the whole
7 laps to go. You think he does it?
Ooh.
Newton looking to do it, looking to lap the field here. Is it worth it? You got to ask yourself.
The racer in me says I'm doing it.
But don't wreck yourself. Don't wreck yourself. This is too good of a race.
The racer in me is like, if I could do it just to brag, I'm going to do it.
Well, Tony and Greg are running for position. Tony desperate to hold off Greg here. And meanwhile, Newton come in there. I think Newton's kind of backing off, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's driving it very hard. I think he thought about it, and then he backed out of it, because at one point he was on that low line making up time, and I think he's just hanging right now. He sees the lap counter, and he says, I'd get myself wrecked if I didn't do something right.
Yeah, he's dropped his lap times. I see what you're saying, yeah.
3 to go. Greg Ratliff trying to get by his brother Tony here. He's all over him. He drives it in deep.
Running that a little bit higher of a line just to get more of an exit on his brother Tony, but I don't know if it's not really working for him right now. It seems like he just doesn't have that overall grip to get around him. It's gonna be a tough pass within these next couple laps.
I think he scraped the wall there, and that battle may be over. Adam Newton, your race leader, takes the white flag. He comes through 1 and 2. He'll look down to 3 and 4 to put this thing to bed. The 2 machine simply dominant here tonight at Bristol. Adam Newton, your race winner in the Susan Travis 200.
Phenomenal night from Adam. I mean,
Tony Ratliff outdistances his brother here. Looks like he's going to finish in front of him for second. Craig Ratliff. Oh, we got a battle. No.
Wow.
Nope.
wow, that was close.
Almost had it. Yep. Nice run. Nice run.
Tony and Greg second and third. Michael Walker the second and fourth. Jason Speer the points leader in fifth. Gay, Suggs, Ledford, Travis, and Musial your top 10. I mean, not a whole lot to say here, guys. I mean, Adam Newton, my goodness, what a show.
Yeah, just complete and utter dominance. I mean, just perfect night. I mean, you cannot say that he did really anything wrong all night. It was just simply outran everybody.
You know, I practiced with Adam in the past. I'm pretty sure I don't want to anymore. He might embarrass me a little bit. And there goes Paul K. I love this. Look at this. Baron, a little Polish lap here in honor of Susan Travis. Paul leading the way. Race winner Adam following them.
I love it. This is a racer's tribute to, to what is a very, very serious and very, very scary, life-threatening condition. We're praying for Susan. We're praying for Paul. Love this.
Yeah, classy act by both of them. I absolutely love it. Thank you, Paul. That was a great tribute to your wife, and Adam for following along and waiting for his burnouts. He'll do those now. Wow. Touching moment there. Well, as Adam Newton takes his little donut spin here, his victory burnouts, we'll take a short commercial break. We'll come back. We'll get some race interviews with our top 3 finishers. Well, on a night where we pay a tribute or we wish the best for Susan Travis, Paul K puts on a show early on. That's the husband of Susan, and it was great to watch him out there leading. Eventually, Adam Newton coming to the front and absolutely dominating. Guys, I mean, Bristol is something, and when you get hooked up, man, you can get really hooked up.
Yeah, no doubt. And overall, a great race. We saw, I mean, spins here and there, but we never saw a caution. So overall, a great night. Very clean, very great, very fun to broadcast.
Absolutely. Right now, we're going to bring in our special guest. That's Paul K. Travis. Paul, you got your ears on?
I do. How's it going, guys?
It's going great, Paul, and I want to congratulate you on the first portion of your race. You're putting on a bit of a show on a night when I'm sure you wanted to. Tell us a little bit about that early part. You get out there, you get the pole, and you get out to a nice little lead.
Yeah, it was outside pole, but it was fun. I was in rhythm and things was going good, and I short pitted a little bit to try to catch Adam and try to pull away from him a little bit, and I just kind of got out of rhythm. I kind of almost pretty much ate the inside wall. Then after that, I pretty much demolished the tires. I was trying to get in short pit again and overshot pit road. I was kind of in a panic at that point.
Well, that's easy to happen. The mind can wander. You probably went from ultra focus to very little focus, but you put on a hell of a show. And I just want to give you a chance to bring you up here, Paul. Give a shout out to either your wife or maybe to St. Jude or anything you'd like to say about tonight's race and all of that.
Well, truthfully, I lost my mother about 2 weeks ago, and I had to miss last week's event. I had to go to Oklahoma, and unfortunately had to deal with that storm coming back. But this whole show was dedicated to my wife Susan by the league and by Michael Ware. And my wife's been battling lung cancer for about the last 4.5 months. And while we was there, she actually got some really good news. It wasn't only lung cancer; she's also battling colon cancer, and she had a surgery about 2 weeks before we left for Oklahoma, and then The surgery was very successful. He got all the cancer out. The lung cancer, the treatments has been working, and she was diagnosed. Basically, the oncologist said that she right now is in remission and cancer free, which is
Oh,
amazing.
that's great
Which
news.
It's
yeah,
great news.
yeah. I mean, with unfortunately, we was dealing with my mother's passing, and she felt guilty about even celebrating it. And with the type of lung cancer she's got, only 20% the cancer never comes back. There's an 80% shot that it might come back, but we're praying that she's part of the 20% right now. And yeah, it was an amazing reason for celebration. And I told her don't feel guilty about that. My mother would want that as well. So
Well, Paul, I mean, your race almost reminiscent of your life at this point. High highs and low lows out here, and man, we're thinking about you, and we're thinking about Susan, and that news, gives a little bit of juice to my heart. I'm really glad to hear that about Susan, and we wish her the best going forward, and you as well. While you're here, man, any shout outs you want to give, anything you'd like to say at all, Paul, you go right ahead.
I'm very thankful for the league RGR. These guys are phenomenal. Adam ran an outstanding race, and he deserved to win that race. He was fast on the long runs, and for him to let me take his time here was awesome as well. Shout out to him. I'm sure he's got a lot more wins coming. So he's a great racer.
He is indeed, and you look great out there at times tonight, Paul. Congratulations on that, and more importantly, congratulations on what's going on with your wife. We wish you the best, brother, and we'll see you next week.
Have a great night, guys.
You too.
You too.
That was Paul K. Travis, and you can tell he was through it tonight, man. But he persevered. You gotta love that, Baron. When you talk about someone like him, he's out there going through all this emotion, going through it on the track. We're talking about a race where he's leading, things didn't quite go his way, frustrations and everything else. He didn't quit. He come in, got some tires, got back out there, pulled out another spot, and ended up ninth.
It's the great. It's the great. What's the word I'm looking at? Distraction. Racing requires, the ultimate focus. If you're not, then you have trouble, and you don't have good finishes, and it's easy to pile on each other. And when you're distracted by, life events that can throw you for a loop, can cause your focus to wane. Paul Travis showed tonight what he's made of, coming out here, leading this race, showing that he's got the mental fortitude in this in all that stuff that's going on in his life, and putting on a show for our fans. Hats off to Paul, because that takes courage.
Man, it does, and I'm just touched by the whole thing, and great show to him. But we got more guys to talk to about racing, and Colin, you got a guy who was in a big battle there at the end of the race.
Yeah, I'm here with the 6 of Tony Radcliffe, where we saw an amazing battle between him and his brother. So Tony, what was going on between that battle, you and your brother? Was that a brother feud, or just trying to get the better of each other? What was it, Tony?
Well, that's when you got a hot shoe brother behind you, and the conditions had changed off and on from practice to race, and luckily we practiced last night under cooling conditions, and we had a little bit of a leg up on what we felt like we had to do. But yeah, brother battle, extra sweet, probably a little more intense, and then just a couple buddies. Always had little battles along the way growing up, mostly friendly, but competitive. Just a lot of fun, a lot of pressure, and didn't help any running out of gas coming through 3 and 4 there.
Oh wow, did not know you ran out of gas, but that's crazy. Was that part of pit strategy? Did you just try to take as little fuel, or did you just not take any at all? What was the pit strategy throughout the race?
Well, actually, I was thinking the race was a little shorter and didn't catch the full length, to be quite honest. A little embarrassing, so pitted a little bit early, and then it hit me. I seen 200 laps, and I was like, "Uh-oh, it's going to be close," and it sure was.
Well, you managed to still stretch it out and have you got the better of your brother. So overall, great night, Tony. Definitely can't be mad at a second place finish. So is there anyone that you would like to shout out or any sponsors?
Yeah, just a big shout out to Paul and um, his attitude. Apparently there's two fighters in the family. Just really cool to see him run so good, so strong, and um, have a little problem there. And that was exactly what we was trying to avoid, was getting loose, driving too hard, burning their stuff up. But he done a great job. Showed a lot of spirit. Still finished in the top 10. So big hats off to Paul. Want to thank George and Todd for making all this go around week to week, day to day, actually. Appreciate them a lot, and really appreciate you guys calling the race. Do a great job. We really enjoy it. Just had a good time tonight, and thanks, Greg, for not punting me.
Well, congratulations on the second place run, Tony. Have a good night.
All right, that was Tony Ratliff. We now bring in Greg Ratliff. Greg, we brought you in second here, and that's because you were second to your brother. You'd gotten the best of him earlier in the season. I'm sure Tony was thrilled to finally get one on you. Talk a little bit about that battle.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he was. It's racing your brother like that. Yeah, I was just being careful. I didn't want. We both were going to have good finishes, and I just didn't want to do anything to mess that up. Of course, on the last lap, I had to run out there and try to make it exciting, but I didn't know it until after the race. He said he was actually running out of gas right there. So if I'd have known ahead of time, I might have tried a little harder.
Absolutely. Now, what we've seen out of Newton out here, I mean, he was right behind you guys. Were you in shock at what he was able to do on the long run here tonight, Greg?
Uh, no, not really, because I've seen that before. I've been in that position myself a couple of times. Uh, Something about when you get the lead. Uh, I think, and he was dialed in, no doubt. He had a great truck tonight. He was smooth, like always. But no, I really wasn't surprised by that.
Well, that's no surprise to me, and you're absolutely right. You get the lead, you get in a rhythm, you get mostly clean air. It really does help you out. You know a little bit about that. You got a win under your belt already. As we go forward in this series, I mean, you got to be thinking about points all the time. A great points night here tonight for you. And is that what you're considering? Like, are you trying to championship run here this season?
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, sure, it's always in the back of my mind. In all the series I run in, I'm going for the best finish possible every week, and I do my best to show up every week. We put in a lot of practice time to prepare for them, and so yeah, absolutely, I'd love to win a championship.
Well, we'd love to see you do it. I know you got a good shot at it. You keep getting these top finishes. Congratulations on third tonight, and try not to take too much grief from Tony. But great race overall, man. And anybody you want to shout out, anything you would like to say, Greg, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'll just keep it short tonight. Just thoughts and prayers with Paul Travis and his family. He's been hit with the double whammy here recently. His wife's battling cancer, and I know what that's like personally. I lost my father to cancer several years ago, and then he lost his mother too. So, uh, just like I said, prayers to him, and heck of a run for him tonight. I really kind of my heart sunk a little bit for him there at the end when he, spun out of second place. But still a great run for him, and like I said, this league is just happy to have him. He's a good guy, and that's what we're all about. I mean, we get in here and talk and end up making friends with each other, and you know that's what I like about it.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk to you guys usually one at a time, but nothing but class acts. And Greg, you're another one of them. We couldn't be more thrilled to be calling this league. Congratulations on your finish tonight. And now, Baron, we turn our attentions down to Victory Lane.
Yeah, and Victory Lane didn't get any brighter with this guy showing up, but he sure did dominate the field tonight. Adam, congratulations, man. It's good to see you in Victory Lane. Talk about this dominating performance.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm very humbled by my performance tonight. I did, ran my D&D set line, which works very well if people don't know it. Um, he taught me a line, and I stuck with it, and it works. Lots of practice too,
Now,
but
Adam, I want you to clarify. I did not help you before this race.
that is correct. He did not help me before this race, but he did teach me a thing or two here.
Well, it worked for you. We commented several times during the broadcast, and I poke fun at Adam. Adam's a great guy. He knows I'm joking with him, but we poke fun with you. Look, you never really got off the bottom of the track, did you? I think you were the only car to stay down there the whole night.
Yeah, and that's part of the consistency. If everybody's running up top, you got to do something different to get faster around that place. And if you don't come with a game plan, you're not going to run good. That's for sure. And my Dean line is around the bottom, and I like it down there, and I will stay down there.
Yeah, the old adage, put it where they ain't, right? That works, right? Because if they're not
Absolutely.
there, you can walk up on them, knock on the back door, come on in, right?
Absolutely, yeah. No, Dean taught me a lot here, and so did the other guys that I run with, Jason and Bernie and Mike and Daren and Fred. Tom was in here tonight and whatnot. I mean, it's a group effort. We had a great practice. I mean, I couldn't say more.
Well, it was a dominating effort. You got the entire field a lap down except for the podium. So moving on to next week, you're going to be back?
Only if y'all don't go on vacation.
Right. So we will be here. Who do you want to shout out tonight, Adam? Dominating win. You got to thank somebody for this.
Yeah, my heart sank for Paul. I told that to Greg right before y'all pulled him up. I mean, when I saw him spin off a four, my heart sank. I hope, I wish he was still in Discord. I was going to let him do the rest of the interview, but I see he's gone. But I want to thank my teammates, Jason, Bernie, Darren, Mike, Tom. Thank y'all at Wind Tunnel TV, Dean for everything he's done for me, Baron for being a pain in my ass sometimes, and Colin to help me in my late model endeavors. But Pam Pittman, and this RGR group they're just awesome, great group of guys. Every single one of them is a class act, and you can learn something from them for sure.
Well, don't sell yourself short, Adam. You're a class act yourself. They can learn something from you tonight. If you have done anything tonight, you have put that field on notice that Adam Newton's come to play this year, folks.
Yeah, and I also want to give a shout out to Susan and her fight. My mom fought cancer. My granddaddy did too. I know that you need all the support around you, and I was glad to let your husband lead me around the track. That was an honor, and this one's for you.
Wow, I don't know how else to say it, Dean. You're winner right there, winner in life too, Adam Newton.
Yeah, he certainly is. I mean, I obviously know Adam a little bit, and the more I get to know him, the one thing, he loves to joke, and we joke with him, and it's a lot of fun. But underneath that is one of the biggest hearts that you'll ever find when you can hear it in his voice. The same with everybody. I'm not taking away from anybody else either, but Adam has such a big heart, and I almost think he probably didn't even want to win that race. He'd rather see Paul win it. I'm sure they all would. Class act, bunch of guys. Colin, you look at this league and you talk to these guys, it's what you love about racing, right? It's a community, it's a family.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And all these guys, like they have the same amount of respect for each other, and it's really bittersweet to hear all what they're saying to saying about Susan and all that. So it's definitely a great league. They all care. They're all there for them, and overall, it's very bittersweet to hear all of them with their class acts through the night, and Adam definitely paying tribute to her. But overall, it's just great league. A lot of respect for all these people.
Yeah, and the heavy heart thing becomes a little bit lighter here as we got some good news from Paul K. That was great to hear. And of course, everybody go check out St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. I promise you, they do really good work there. I know a lot of great things about them. So, if you have time, you want to support something, that's one good one I suggest to support. But we also like your support here at Wind Tunnel TV. And of course, we'll have coverage every Thursday for RGR Racing in this great truck series. So come back next Thursday, 9 p.m. But for myself, Dean Doucette, Mr. Baron Labosco, and Mr. Colin J. Kennedy up in the booth tonight, that's going to wrap it up from Bristol Motor Speedway. And we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.